There we go. Sorry.
Monique, be good?
Yeah, I don't know why. I think, remember I said sometimes connection issues happen, but they can hear you, they can hear me.
Okay.
But I know you're, how much time do we have?
We're good on time.
Okay. Okay, so tell me more about, we were talking about the shake-up, so.
Yeah, so, back to that, I mean, I feel like this is a time where, we all need to come together. And it's just rough because like I see I see everybody's uniting outside, um and but I feel like on another note, I feel like we should be doing more than that. When we all meet up, we all march together, we all support the Black Lives Matters. But it's like at the end of the day, we need to be speaking. I don't see anyone really out there speaking in regards to how can we all come together. I see a lot of people meeting up and just starting commotion, and I seen some girls like twerking.
Oh,
And it's like I'm kind of confused because I'm like I kind of thought this was something that we were doing to come together as one, not to turn into a party. And it's not all because there's some that I was a part of that went about it the right way, but I feel like others, it's kind of a game. It's kind of like we call it the Black Lives Matter movement, but at the end of the day, it's an everyday way of life.
yeah.
I don't really like see it as a movement, but I kind of see people they're treating it like a trend.
Right.
So people are just like, for them as a game. They're outside like, yeah, we care, but you really don't care because you out here playing, and there's people really out here like getting murdered for no reason. So I feel like we all need to, if we're gonna come out, if we're gonna unite together as one, we're gonna, be out there marching together, speaking the word. We should actually really come together, other than marching with each other and speak with each other. Like, how can we all support each other?
Absolutely.
Instead of just, coming outside and just doing that and then going inside the house. Like, it just has to be a little bit more being done. Because we've been doing this. We've seen history repeats itself, and the same thing's still going on.
Yeah.
So I mean, when this happens, and we all unite and we all come outside, we all have our signs up, saying Black Lives Matter. But nothing is changing. So when nothing is changing, that means we have to re-strategize. And I don't see any re-strategizing out here. I just see history repeating itself. Because I mean, let's just be real with it. We was doing this back in the day, and they're still out here killing us.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I think the big thing too, not to interrupt, but I think what was on my mind, and I hate to say it because it is an elephant. It's an elephant in the room. It's an elephant in our community, our own community, which is, I think we have to show more of our power towards each other and our love for each other, because it's hard to say that Black Lives Matter if we don't matter to each other. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like if they witness us killing each other, then how are we to say, that Black Lives Matter and get them to really understand that? So I think that's a big problem. It's a big miss. It's just the biggest problem I think that we're facing, and nobody's really talking about it. It's like it's okay for, Kevin to kill Dante, but it's not okay, when the Caucasian police, kill one of our own. So it's like it's confusing, and and confusion is of the devil. So talk more about that.
That's a part of, and I feel like what you just brought up is one of the things that's really holding us back at the end of the day. Because like you said, we get mad when they kill us, but at the end of the day, I could go outside right now, someone could look at me and could be like, what you looking at? What you looking at? And then from there, it turns into a situation. Or if somebody could be looking at, a female I may be with, and I can feel some type of way. Like, okay, you should take that as a compliment. Like somebody looking
Mm-hmm.
at your woman, I mean, she look great. So I mean, like, it's not
Right.
something that be talking about. Oh, I'm gonna stab you, I'm gonna kill you, or what up? Like, what's good with the fade? Like, it's just certain things, or just off, somebody building. Like, okay, you're building a brand, I'm building a brand, and somebody else who wants to build a brand, who has the same skin tone as us, but the fact that they're not trying to put in the effort and we are putting the effort, we're making it happen, all of a sudden you want to throw dirt. It's like these things got to stop.
Yeah,
At the end of the day, this all plays a role into what's going on.
absolutely.
Um, and you see the other side, they may not like, I mean, there's going to be people who don't like each other, but they still work with each other.
Mm-hmm.
We still
Mm-hmm.
help each other. They might leave that meeting, say, you know what, fuck so and so. I can't stand him. But they still getting bread together.
Exactly.
While us, instead of us getting bread together, we trying to snake each other in the back.
Mm-hmm.
And we kind of like we putting a hole in each other's pocket. Instead of getting this money together, we don't have to like each other to get money. We
Right.
don't. We just gotta get money. Like that's
Exactly.
what it comes down to. And it's like if we're able to do that, we're able to have a bigger voice. We're able to, create certain foundations that is gonna be for the next generation coming behind us. Because the stuff that's going on right now, the next generation doesn't stand a chance. If
Mm-hmm.
we don't decide to actually wake up and just stop repeating history and actually, have a sit down and speak to each other like actual humans and be like, okay, guys, whether we're fond of each other or not, what
Let's
can
work
we
together.
do? Yeah, what can we do to actually work together to actually build something for the future at the end of
Mm-hmm.
the day? And I feel like until we actually really do that, nothing's gonna change because we're powerful.
Yeah,
And the world knows we're powerful. And it's
absolutely.
and
We
they,
are
and they
kings
fear
and queens.
all day, and they fear our power. So it's like at the end of the day, that's why a lot of these things are created for us to actually fight against each other. Because if we come together, it's gonna be scary, and it's
Absolutely.
gonna be scary for the right reasons.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because I mean, at the end of the day, everybody just wants to win,
Yeah,
and in all reality, I really feel like it doesn't. It shouldn't even be like, it really doesn't even come down to the color because I feel like we're all one.
absolutely.
But there's a certain group of people that try to separate.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So instead of getting caught up in all that separation, I mean, we should just really focus on how can we help each other. But more so for our people, we
Yes.
have to, we have to preach to them like, listen, nothing is not going to change until we actually, help each other up.
Mm-hmm.
Like if I see somebody I'm not too fond of, if I see them, if I see them, on their last dollar, like I would reach out and be like, you know what, I'm not fond of you, but I'm also not fond of seeing you where you at.
Exactly.
Like I don't think you could actually hate somebody that much.
Yeah, to want to see them down.
Exactly. So it's like, because at the end of the day, like that could be you. And when anything I get involved in or I get into, I always look at it like it can be me. So I
Uh-huh.
always make that decision off me being in their shoes. I don't make that. A lot of people make that decision off, well, I'm good. Fuck you. You're not good. So it's like,
Yeah.
I don't operate that way. Like,
Right.
but then again, you can't expect everyone to have the same, mindset as you.
Mentality. Yeah.
Like,
Well, King, that has been me. I mean, and I've shared a little bit about that, when I kind of wrote a few a post. It has been me. It's been us. It's been me and my mother before, when I was younger. So it's humbling, to see how far we've come. So I definitely never ever, when I see, I mean, not to say I give to everybody I see on the street, because the homeless will always exist. I mean, that's biblical,
Yeah.
right? They're always going to be the poor. But it is important for us to give to them and treat them as how we treat each other, because you never know when you're entertaining an angel, right?
Yeah.
And like I said, it's been me before. I've been homeless before. I've slept in a car before. I've been without. So it's just like it's so humbling to me when I see a person, to the point sometimes it brings tears to my eyes, because
Yeah.
I get it. But it's
Yeah.
also important that we don't, because a lot of people, even on social media, as you know, they'll give, and then they want to have a camera, a phone right there when they're giving,
Yeah.
so that somebody else sees what they've done. When we all know the most important that has seen what you've done is, of course, our Creator, which is God. So
Yeah.
I see some folks talking. I want to kind of go into some of the audience here and answer some of the questions they may have. I can take maybe about 2 or 3 questions. So if you have a question for E-Rain, go ahead and type it in the comments and we will allow him to answer the question that you have. And I appreciate Miss New Orleans, NOLA 504, because she's been being very, very engaging with us. So I appreciate you for coming on. Let me see. Let me go back because I saw a few questions backwards. She said, if I ruled the world. Okay. Oh, okay. So she just said, she just wants to say she's very thankful to have you on, E-Rain.
I appreciate
Miss New Orleans, NOLA 504, we appreciate you so much. Thank you so much. And then let me go backwards one more. She called us diamonds in the rough. Okay. Okay, so let's, I'll switch over. I know you had a few questions for me. So if somebody has questions, we'll let them pop into the comments. You said you had some questions for me, E-Rain?
Well, you have this amazing single that's out right now. You're gonna know my name. So, you know, for the people who don't know, I mean, we kind of spoke on it the other day, so I know your vision. But what inspired you for that beautiful, amazing, touching, powerful record that you released? That everyone out there, if you haven't heard it yet, definitely go check that out. Go cop that single because it's definitely that needs to be heard worldwide, especially with everything going on. Seriously, guys, you guys need to go hear that record. You're gonna know my name.
Thank you,
Matter of
E-Rain.
fact, go search it up right now. Right now, you're gonna know my name. Right now.
So yeah, you're gonna know my name. I wrote about a little bit about a year and a half ago, almost. It was around the time that Nipsey Hussle had been murdered, and I had started writing the lyrics based on what had transpired with him. And then when I was thinking about it, I also thought about how Pac was killed, how Biggie was killed. A lot of people who were murdered. Great artists, but also just great people in general, powerful people. And then I stopped writing for whatever reason. I don't know what it was, but I let the song sit. And then of course the pandemic began, and then I started continuing to write again. And then of course when George Floyd had gotten murdered, it triggered not only the memory of what had happened to our other kings, what happened to Nipsey and what happened to Pac and what happened to Biggie, but it triggered what had happened to all the other Black men. In the last, I went all the way back to, Philando Castile, you know what I'm saying? Emmett Till, Eric Garner. It's like, this is the same person. It's the same person that can't breathe again, and the You're Gonna Know My Name is so significant because you're gonna know their names, of course, because of what happened, but you're gonna know our name. So it's kind of like it's so many different angles you can go with the song. Yeah, that when you start off, because you're starting off saying that we are people, we're human, and we happen to be Black people, and we have gifts and talents, and God blessed us to be purpose driven. So either way it goes, you're gonna know my name. I just think it's sad when you know my name for my fellow kings who have been murdered and queens. Sandra Bland, Breonna Taylor, Nia Wilson. I think it's horrible when you find out who they are by their names because, of course, of what happened to them. So that's where more of the emotion came in and the passion for finishing the song and releasing it. And it's crazy because it's one of the first songs I ever produced on my own. So I'm proud about that. It's crazy because I'm like, what am I doing? I'm just sitting here in my computer, and then all of a sudden the melody and the beats and the more of the the backgrounds, the rhythm of African sounds and all that came together. So
yeah, that's my favorite record.
Oh, E-Rain.
You definitely did your thing with that. Definitely. And I strongly believe that's a record like years from now. You can't get tired of it because that record, it stands for something.
Yeah,
so like and you could play that, and you can play that at any time, in any era, and it's gonna connect with the people. Because it's something that's going on. At the end of the day, we're all trying to break through.
Yeah.
End of the day. we're all trying to rise up above and push through all of our limits. And with that being said, we're all still going through the situation that's going through to our people till this day.
Yes.
Like you said, the record hits all angles. It speaks on you as an individual. You're gonna know my name, but it also
Yeah.
speaks on what's going on in the
Hmm.
world today. So it's like it's a little bit of good and bad in a
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah. Which is
It
what's
brings joy.
happening every day. Yeah, in
Yeah,
life.
it brings joy, but it also brings pain. So
Mm.
it's a perfect combination that you put together. That record right there is A1, A1 in my
Oh,
book. Matter of
thank
fact,
you.
I'm about to go play when I get in the car after I leave the studio.
Wait a
Once
minute.
again, everybody, go out there and go download that single. You're gonna know my name.
You're
You
making
won't
me
regret it. I
blush.
promise you. I promise you, you won't regret it.
Oh, you're so, Elaine, thank you so much. I appreciate you. It's a lot. I'm humbled again just having you here today, but I'm also very, very much inspired by everything that you're doing. Like I said, your content, your music in general is timeless. It's so timeless. It's crazy. I was listening, the other day, and I was just like, who is this guy? Like when I say who is this, not who is Elaine, but like I want to know like from the inside, like the power and where that comes from. It's just like, writing is one thing, and that's what I want to ask you too. What goes on in your mind when you're creating? Because we could talk about what we just mentioned, life in general and pain and sorrow and happiness.
Yeah.
But where does that creativity come from? I mean, is your mom, is your dad, are they musicians or?
No, well, I actually don't write.
Okay.
Um, I create everything in here and it stays up here.
Oh my
Um,
God. Okay.
but as far as like growing up, I listened to like plenty of. I was surrounded by all types of music. It's funny because growing up, my parents they would listen to every genre, so I would hear every genre except for one genre. If you could guess what genre that was.
R&B,
No, they
jazz,
listen to R&B.
gospel.
They listen to every genre except one genre.
One genre, what? Country? Which genre?
The
Rap,
genre, yeah,
hip
yeah.
hop. Yeah,
They
yeah,
didn't
yeah,
listen
yeah.
to hip hop or rap. They wasn't a
Oh,
fan. Because of the cursing and everything. It wasn't a fan of it. But I think that was actually good before I got into hip hop. I listened to a little bit of all genres. I think that kind of did something, for me as an artist.
mm-hmm,
It
mm-hmm.
made me a lot more versatile with like creating.
Yeah,
But I mean, I'm inspired by like just things I go through. I'm inspired by things I see other people go through, or
mm-hmm.
like we could be having an interesting conversation right now. Like I might just make a song after this. Like later on, I could be thinking about something you may have said in an interview or something I may have said in an interview, and I'll be like, you know what? Let me create something towards that.
Okay, okay.
I mean, music is just like it just comes honestly, it just comes naturally.
Yeah,
And I believe it's all. I get all of this from the man above. At the end of the day, like I feel like he gives each one of us our own gift, and
amen,
this
amen.
was I was blessed with it because it just comes naturally. Like
Mm-hmm. Wow.
ex- expect a whole lot more material because
Well,
it's a
talk
lot.
about so with the material, talk about collaborations. I mean, is there who do you want to collaborate with that you haven't collaborated with or involved? Me? You want to? Oh my God!
Definitely, we gotta get something in the works. We gotta get something in the works.
Well, because I was thinking I was listening to Drip, and I kind of have a counter for you for Drip.
Nah, we could definitely do a follow up on that. We could definitely do a follow up on that. No,
So
but I mean, I'm open when it comes to collabing with people. I'm open to do collabs.
mhm,
It's just that a lot of people reach out to me in regards to collabs, but they're not really like serious.
yeah,
So it's like I'll line everything up. Like, okay, you serious? Like, let's see. I'll line it up because I'm on it. Like,
yeah,
if you say you want to work, I'll set it up right away.
okay,
And like I recently had a female who reached out to me that was actually supposed to come and work with me, my producer right now.
oh
And
boy,
then yeah, I mean she wanted to work. She has a beautiful voice too.
hmm
And she just didn't follow through. I don't know, sometimes people kind of get intimidated or they kind of feel like when they reach out to me like, oh, he's not gonna respond. Like, no, I'll respond. Like
right,
I don't care if how known you are, how not known you are. Like I'm going off pure talent. At the end of the day, music is something is a beautiful thing. So if we could create something beautiful together, then yeah, we're gonna I'm gonna set it up. We'll make it happen. But
Okay.
I'm open to all like features as long as you're serious and you're willing to put in the work and you have the talent. Like I'm all open. But me and you, we definitely gotta set something
Well,
up.
yeah, we got that vibe and that energy because I'm about that energy, right? So
Yeah,
I
same way.
definitely, I'm ready to work. I can come to New York, you can come to Cali, whatever you want to do.
All
So
right, well, so we definitely gotta do follow up. We'll make it happen.
okay, I saw one question and then I'm gonna let you get going because I know you're super busy. I want to go back to a question. I think we kind of already touched on it, but I believe his name is, let's see, therealjordan.ig said, "Yo, Erain, how do you feel about the negative exploitation of Black culture in music being used solely for profit?"
Um, I mean, at the end of the day, certain artists are gonna do what they feel they need to do, to provide for their family. Um, Even if that goes against who they are, who they stand for. Me, I can't see myself doing it. If it's something I don't believe in, I'm not with it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm a believer in doing things my own way. I'm a believer in my timing. So, certain things when you speak on certain things that a lot of these artists are speaking on certain things that they're not doing, they never did a day in their life. And the certain things they speak on, I've done, but I don't put it in my music because it's like at the
It's
end
the
of the day,
past.
like
Yeah.
I feel like that's not the message I want to put on there. I mean, I feel like we all have a past.
Mm-hmm.
And if I do put it in my message through a song, I will put it to where that was the old me. And I'm not into the whole like, the violence and the drugs and all of that stuff. Because it's like it goes back to the next generation.
Yeah.
If you
Absolutely.
wanna if you wanna if you wanna set the right example, we have to lead by example at the
Mm-hmm.
end of the day. So I'm a believer in doing things my own way. I don't pay attention to what's going on. I mean, these guys are gonna do what they feel they need to do. Once again, I'm gonna do things my own way on my own terms, and when it's my time, it's my time.
Absolutely.
That's how I go about it.
Yeah.
That
Well,
answers the question.
yeah, I believe that answered it completely. You can go all day about that and talk about exploitation of women and just all types of things that are going on. But I think if we just continue to put out the type of music that you're putting out, the
Yeah,
type of music I'm putting out, the type of music many artists are starting to put out. And like I
yeah,
said, this shift, I noticed it's literally what's happening is the last is being now first and the first is being last. Like the most important stuff is being visibly, and heard, like by vision, by ear, by everything. So I want you to continue to do what you do. I'm going to let you get back to your session.
yeah.
And
I
if you want to
appreciate you
add,
again.
I really appreciate you, Erain. I'm so glad that we were able to do this in the middle of your busy day. And I just want to say, God bless you always.
Likewise on your end. And to follow up on how you ended that, I'm gonna say this to everybody listening. Only the real will survive out here in the field. Only the real. All the gimmick is just for the moment. Only the real
Mhm.
will survive out here. So stay true to yourself and everything will come in effect the right way. Your way. Grind more, shine more. Let's get it. Monique, Maria, I appreciate you so much.
Thank you,
Everybody out
King.
there, you're gonna know my name. Go get that single. Stay tuned for my new single, Hear Me Out,
Hear me
featuring
out.
Billionaire Beats. Stay tuned. I appreciate you again.
Thank you, Erain. Have a good day.
All right, you too.
Bye.
All right, bye.